Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a good one. That is a good one. That is a fantastic one. Yeah.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. This ain't my first tornado.
Don't cry.
Nice. Wow.
my
Oh, my
goodness.
God.
Welcome
Are
to
we going to talk with Southern accents the whole episode?
Welcome to GP.
Welcome, GP.
GP.
Well, she had an accent.
Yeah.
He did not.
He had a little bit of a twang.
He added a little twang at the
You
end.
know how to
but
do
like
that
not
twang?
like crazy. Nothing crazy.
Welcome to the Twisters episode. Glen Powell, he's having a brat summer.
Yeah, he is. He's so brat.
This is a movie about...
Is that how you use it?
Yeah, you're killing that.
Good job,
Fucking hell
buddy.
yeah.
This is a movie about a brat boy and a Midwest princess girl.
Wow.
Wow.
This is-
He was a playboy. Bridget Glen Powell.
Bridget,
Very nice.
Yeah. That's cool.
It took me a while.
I don't
but
know
we
if
got
you
there.
saw Glen Powell on the PR campaign for
course I
Twisters.
did.
Yeah.
He had to be taught what Brat Summer was. He didn't know Charlie XCX. And so, and this was weeks ago. This was
a good
before
song.
Kamala's Brat. I think it
Yeah.
really entered the zeitgeist. But Daisy Edgar Jones was teaching him what
Brat.
Brat was. Incredibly charming. Fast forward, Glen Powell got invited to Charlie XCX's
Wow.
Birthday last night,
Wow.
or 2 nights ago at the treetop or whatever that thing's called.
weeks ago, whenever this comes out.
Yeah.
So that is, a real full circle moment for him.
Okay.
So funny.
Real quick before we get into today's episode, if you're listening to this on the normal day with ads, you fool.
What an
You
idiot.
fool.
Wow.
What a
Why would you
ding-dong.
do that? That's so stupid of
Something
you.
else exists.
That's so fucking dumb
What
of
if we
you.
told you your life could be easier, better,
Easier.
stronger, faster?
Stronger, faster.
Be a guilty whore. Do what you would do. Go to the Tripods Patreon.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
We have all of our podcasts plus the exclusive fake pod.
Yeah.
And you can get them ad-free, day early, all that good stuff.
Become a fucking patron, please. A
Yo,
patron saint.
Of the arts.
Of
we
the
might
arts.
sell a movie to Patreon. I forgot to tell you
Oh,
that.
wow. Okay.
Wouldn't that be cool if they started making movies?
That would
cool.
be great.
Yeah.
And they're all like
We
kinda
mean not meaning the
self-funded.
three of us in
No,
this
no,
room.
no, no,
No.
Sorry. That was inside baseball offside conversation.
Nice.
Okay, do you want us to delete that?
I don't care. No, put it out in the universe. I don't give a shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, little programming note. We're
Oh.
in summer. I'm about to be going on vacay.
Honeymoon,
Oh,
kiss.
shit.
South Africa.
As a result, we're going to be doing a little programming change. We're going to be going every other week on this show, and we'll let you know about that when it changes. Well, Twisters,
Talk about it.
this is, look, I said it. Glen Powell is having a brat summer.
Yeah.
he
We're
is.
in the Glen Powell sans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt...
I don't even know
It
if it's a
doesn't
renaissance. I
sound
think it
as
is
good
it
as-
is a
You're right, it's not a renaissance.
It's not a renaissance.
It's the ascent.
It's the ascent, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Star is Born.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Even though he's been acting his entire,
His
life,
entire life.
which is so funny.
Spy
Anyway.
Kids 3D.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
As a small boy.
Do you know what his character name was in that?
Spy Kid?
Long-fingered boy.
Oh.
Stop.
So
Yeah. I saw it on one of the
So funny.
PR tour things.
So funny.
So Glen Powell, it felt like for a while he was being thrust upon us, right?
Yeah.
Like Hollywood was saying, this is your next movie star.
You're
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
And the whole world said, where did this guy come from? And then I saw the trailer for Twisters and I said, yep, that's a
Yeah,
fucking movie
that's
star.
it. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Mm.
He felt like
could
he was
you-
born for this role.
Yeah.
He
could-
was.
Just aesthetically.
Yeah.
This is going to be the only thing I will talk about for the entire episode.
Go on.
Glen Powell is an absolute star. He is like there's no other way around it.
Capybara.
I know people. He looks like a capybara or whatever. People keep putting that meme in front of his face. But no, I genuinely do think. I feel like people were saying like, where is he coming from? Why is he thrust upon us? And I saw him like just one time. Like the first time I really saw him was in like Top Gun Maverick, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I saw him in Hitman, and I was like, oh, this dude
Great.
rips.
He's funny in Hitman.
He's funny in Hitman. He's sincere in Hitman, and he's very central in Hitman.
He's a
And
leading man.
He is a leading man,
He's a
but
leading lady.
leading man in the same way that, Bill Pullman, when he was younger, you were kind of like looking at him, and you're just like, oh, this guy is definitely handsome, and he's definitely a leading man, but like he's not. He's still approachable, you know. I can still walk up to
Oh,
Bill
he's
Pullman.
like your friend who would pick up your call and answer your text.
And answer your text.
Yeah.
And we've seen that. I'm comparing the two, and we've seen that Glen Powell does that with his buddy. But yeah, I do think that he is an approachable movie star. But then you see him act, and you're like, wait, I'm subtly being charmed by you. It's not obvious.
Sorry, Kelsey, do you have handwritten notes?
Yes, I told you we went and saw this movie together.
Yeah.
And I was fearful that I was going to forget it. So I wrote it on the back of my grocery list after we got out of the movie.
And what it was on the grocery list?
LaCroix, olive oil,
Very
Trader Joe's
exciting.
meals, eggs, chips, sandwich meat, hot dogs in all capitals, and hot dog buns with 3 S's.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into that big page of notes. But first, the synopsis. Twisters is the long-awaited sequel. No, it's not. No one was waiting for a sequel of Twister, the 1990s classic.
Yes.
I grew up on Twister. We're going to talk about that for sure.
Definitely.
But this...
It's the same movie.
I'm trying to remember because honestly, we saw this weeks ago.
It's the same movie.
We've been waiting to record this, all 3 of us together, because the world deserved it. Twisters stars Daisy Edgar Jones as
Kate.
Girl. Thank you.
Kate.
Farm girl.
Kate is a Twister hunter. She has this technology that she thinks is going to change the world, that is going to stop Twisters in their tracks and save the Midwest. But after a tragic incident that sees her whole team die,
Spoiler.
she decides to leave that life behind. But then she's brought back one more time by what's-his-nuts from Hamilton.
Anthony Ramos.
Thank you. My brain's not working today,
No,
guys.
it's the end of the day for you, and that's clear.
Yeah. Anthony, this is actually my final day in office before I fuck off.
No way, really?
So you
got
Oh
a little senioritis
Yeah,
going
you should
on.
just pass it over to us.
you want to?
Anthony Ramos, who needs her to
Ramos.
come down. I thought it was Ramos.
Is it Ramos?
Comes down.
I said it too confidently to be wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Anthony
he works,
R.
Thank you. He works for a company that's maybe the good guy we think, but also the bad guy. How can you be the bad guy chasing tornadoes? Oh, we're going to tell you, but not before Kate runs into the biggest douche YouTuber of all time, Skyler, whatever his name
Tyler
is.
Owens.
Tyler Owens, played by our lucky golden boy, Glen Powell. And they have both got to chase and record and discover tornadoes to hopefully stop them from ever happening again.
Nice.
This is
Twisters.
Twisties, my nisties. I want to start with Twister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that making this
Twister, the first.
The OG.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without the S.
Okay.
making this movie, Twisters, brilliant.
Yeah.
Take a dormant IP
Yeah.
that you can kind of do whatever you want with.
Yeah.
Something that meant a lot to us back when, but then maybe I don't know. I just we should take old movies, add an S on the end. I love it.
Yeah.
Rebrand.
Jaws.
Jaws. Star Wars is. Okay, we'll workshop this.
The crazy thing is I was thinking a lot about this, and I was like, first of all, I fucked with this movie so heavy.
Twisters. Okay, yeah.
And I loved the original. The original Twister scared the shit out of me. My sister used to play it on repeat, and it was the first.
Sister's got some problems.
Yeah, she does. And that and The Shining.
Sister's got some real fucking
Yeah,
problems.
she
By the
did.
way,
Also,
I'm like her
Shining,
sister.
top is I think The Shining
yeah.
is my favorite movie of all time.
You're a smart man, and that's
Yeah.
why we get along.
Hey,
And
hell
I
yeah.
was like, why did I fucking love this movie? I had the best goddamn time watching Twisters ever. Didn't I tell you? I was like, you have to just go see it. And it's because they had a way of literally lifting Act 1, Act 2, and 3 from the original Twister, putting a 2024 spin on it, but it still felt like 1990 the way that they shot it. And it was like a nostalgia trip without it being baity. It just genuinely took itself so seriously instead of being a big disaster movie the way that Twister, the original, set off this wave of disaster movies. This one was the one that brought it back. That was not everything needs to be a fucking shark snorting cocaine up a fucking cloud. It can be just weather is scary.
Now, I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about why you loved this one, but again, I want to talk about Twister, the thing that started it all, because that movie, little fun fact I learned recently.
You were in it?
Yeah, I was.
Fuck yes.
That was the first DVD.
Oh shit.
Ever?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Whoa.
But it was, did I just steal from our fun facts?
Yeah,
at the
Rainie
end?
looked very upset.
Rainie just looked at me like, all right, motherfucker.
All right.
All right,
You gonna be
make
like
my
that?
job harder.
Rainie looked at him and crossed out something on a long
And
list.
then wrote my name on another list.
Yeah. In red.
It was a VHS that I owned that I watched a lot. It spooked me. I also the Universal ride.
Oh, so scary.
Oh, yeah.
You went on that?
Yeah.
So I just remember you would stand on a platform and then it would shake and you would like, they would like, oh, it's rain or whatever. And then the platform would drop and it would drop inches.
Yeah.
But it felt like feet.
Crazy.
Because you were standing. It's not like Tower of Terror where you're strapped in.
No.
You're just standing on a thing that just goes,
Yeah.
Of course, you remember the cow flying through the air.
Really was hoping we were going to get one nod to that.
That would have been
We didn't get a
sick.
single cow.
No cows?
Yeah, no, that
I
kind of
haven't
crushed
seen
me.
Twister. I'm
Fun
so
fact
sorry.
about the VHS of the original Twister. Do you remember what it said on the VHS box?
No.
Why it was PG-13?
No.
On the VHS, it says PG-13 labeled for depiction of serious weather.
That's
Hilarious.
crazy. I love that.
Is that not so funny?
But you look at that first one has such a good ensemble. First of all, led by Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. That's like kind of
R.I.P.
like who they're such antiquated feeling movie stars. Like now all of our movie stars are juiced up.
They're huge. Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're
strong
like
boys.
those are people.
Yeah,
Humans.
I miss that. I would also argue that Glen Powell is not like super huge. He is shredded up, but he's not like
He earned it in the gym.
He earned it, and to the point where I'm jumping ahead here, but when he says that he is, or when someone reveals that he was a meteorologist or something like that, I was like, yeah.
Put on some glasses, take away that tan. That guy's just a fuckable regular.
Right. Or it's just like, this is somebody who maybe got shredded later in life and they used to look
Got
different.
divorced.
Yeah, he got divorced.
Yeah.
Okay, I clearly can't stop us from going on the Twisters. So I want to
Sorry.
ask a question.
Yeah.
Is Glen Powell hot?
Oh, yeah.
Did we see the same movie?
Right.
I just checking in.
It's not like fine. He looks great, sure. Ripped body. Do I want to eat that ass? Yes. But what makes him so hot is his fucking personality.
Yeah.
He was able to take arguably the douchiest role out there, easily of like all the summer blockbusters.
He's a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber that chases tornadoes.
He's a YouTuber with a heart of gold, guys.
Yeah.
He gives his time and money to
That's revealed later.
Yeah.
I know.
You meet him.
I know.
He's a he's
He's
a
a douche.
loudmouth YouTuber.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my God, I know exactly who they're modeling those guys after.
Me.
But they
Yeah.
make him so goddamn likable. And then it just reflects in his real life as a human being. That's what makes him so hot, is like he moved away from Hollywood. He moved back home because he was like, as soon as I made enough money to where I could go home, I moved back close to my parents because he wanted to be close to his mother. He's also the kind of guy that picks up the phone, texts back, even though he's the busiest guy in Hollywood. His friends say that he texts him back always
All
on
the time. Yep.
That's what makes him hot.
He is truly an everyman, where when I saw him in this role, I was like, man, living in the Midwest can't be that bad. You know, like it's no disrespect. I would love to live in the, Great Plains area of the country, but I can't because of racism.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. And he made it so, and his personality made it so, and his personality made me feel like if the Midwest was just a bunch of Glen Powells in this movie, yeah, I'd live there. He made it seem sick.
You just touched on what to me is my biggest point for this.
Yeah.
This is Americana propaganda.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's so Republican.
This movie.
It's the most
Yeah,
Republican movie.
I think I was leaning towards that, but I was like, maybe not. And then they went to the rodeo. I was like, God damn it.
Yes,
like
why did they do that?
immediately. I was like, oh well, fuck. You guys are selling a place that kind of sucks. Anyway.
So let me paint the picture here from the director of Minari, which first of all,
wow,
Great movie.
what a career turn.
Yeah.
But this is a Joseph Kosinski produced film. So that's the great
Top Gun
director
Maverick-
who made
Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick. So this is the same team.
Yeah.
And the way that Top Gun Maverick is propaganda for the military, you watch that movie and you go like, damn, you know what?
Maybe
Fighter
you
planes
do
are
wanna
kind
join
of
the military.
No, there's no maybe.
Yeah.
Kelsey, I
Yeah.
am joining the military.
Yeah.
If I watch it one more time, then I'm
Yeah, you're
signing up.
gone.
I watch Top Gun Maverick and
Yeah.
I go, yeah, you know what? Our tax dollars are put to good
Yeah,
use.
they are.
I do want to go to
Fuck
war.
yeah. You know how much I've looked up F-22s in general?
God.
Oh, God.
You know what's the best side note? If you go on TikTok, the clock app,
Yeah.
you can watch pilots getting their plane assignment in the like Air Force / Navy, whatever, wherever they do all the plane. And it's like the most emotional. I cry every single time.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, this is my partner.
Yes.
It's great.
It's like getting your doctor fellowship assigned. It's really cute.
Sorry.
What Top Gun did for the military, this movie does for
wheat fields.
Exactly.
Yeah, like fucking wheat fields. Yeah.
Right? Like this movie makes you go, we used to be a proper country.
Yeah. we used to be a nation. You know, I wanted to reach across the aisle. You know,
this
all that
movie
stuff.
makes me want to buy a pickup truck. Start shotgunning beers.
Yes.
Marry my high school sweetheart. Put on fucking Carhartt. And raw denim. And wear boots. And stay away from the big city.
Listen.
Growing up in LA, I like just watching like those, I guess just indies in general or indie movies or like watching like Perks of Being a Wallflower and like Kings of Summer. I remember being so deeply jealous of that childhood because I was just like, damn, you guys are so fucking free.
We're in the woods,
You're in the fucking woods.
Our feet were filthy.
Yeah.
We were getting bit up by shit.
Oh my, so
Americana
goddamn lucky. Like Mayor of Easttown, it starts
You love that show.
I fucking love that show.
Great show.
She's so fucking good at acting. Anyway, they like the whole thing starts at a woods party. You know, like somebody gets killed at a woods
bonfire.
party. Yeah.
That's like what we did every Friday, Saturday night. When there wasn't a football game, we were doing bonfire, baby.
Yeah, we did bonfires at the beach, but not it wasn't like that.
No, these were like as tall as us.
Yeah.
We were just like
throwing
wood
shit,
lighting our cigarettes off of it, trying to get close enough to burn our bangs.
So sick.
There was a tweet by Allison Herman, shout out. I don't know who you are, but I just want to give you credit.
I was like a personal friend?
No idea who that is. I just screenshotted it because it crystallized what I was feeling while watching this movie. This is a Hallmark film.
It is.
Damn.
I want to read. So Daisy Edgar Jones. I'm just going to read the tweet because it's better than I can say it. Twisters is a Hallmark movie. Parentheses. High-powered New York City career woman returns to rural hometown, gets convinced to stay by a folksy hunk.
God damn it!
This movie says actually the city's your enemy, and the real world is here in the fields.
Yeah.
Yes, where nothing's going on.
I fucking believed it.
Yeah.
And this is my whole thing against like teasers in movies in general. I would have loved if the trauma of the traumatic moment that sent her to New York in the first place was just sprinkled throughout the movie. Not like at the beginning at all. You're just like, why is she like this? Why is she afraid of twisters? Why is she afraid? Like apparently she's like a weather scientist. Like she should love these.
Can we talk about that for just a second?
Yeah.
Her like special power being
dude,
weather.
I can feel weather. It's like, okay, storm.
You're special. Everyone can feel weather. What are you talking about?
No.
She can feel weather. She fucks it anyway.
She has the emotional.
Did you see it, Rainie?
I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you saw it in the way that it was intended, which is 4DX, right?
I have no idea. I just went to the theater.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Did your seats rumble?
No.
Don't accuse me of 40 accident.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So to stay on what Kelsey's saying, Daisy Edgar Jones's character, Kate, the whole premise is not just that she's great at her job.
She's not just a great, smart meteorologist.
Not just that she can understand weather patterns. No, she's better than machines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she has storm vision.
Yeah.
Where they will have these moments in the movie where she literally goes to the side. Like, there is advanced technology that we use to track weather.
We're in 2024, y'all.
They're meteorologists. No, she'll go to the edge of a field, pick up some loose grass and fling it in her hand. And then Tyler will come behind her and be like, precipitation's picking up in the west. They all think it's going east, but you know better, don't you? And she goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Then they'll be driving and they'll see the twister and then she'll go, and it like the sound cuts out and it'll be like,
yeah. You'll see the wheat fields.
Yes.
She'll read the wheat fields.
And
my God.
wind direction changes and she goes, go left.
Yes.
Yeah.
This bitch can read twisters.
My favorite part was when you finally meet her mom. She goes home finally. She's been avoiding her past. She has this really intense conversation where her mom gets to meet Glen Powell and she's like, oh, you're finally going to get to hear her story. Why is she like this? What's her trauma? And her mom goes, when she was a baby, I had her naked in the tub. And there was a strike of lightning outside, and she got up and she ran outside naked because she wanted to look at the weather. And I was like, you seek thee to a therapist if that happens as a child. What are you talking about? That was supposed to be like her big, we should put her in weather school.
Yeah.
That was it.
I feel like with her being able to read weather and whatnot, like
they made it sexual.
So the original,
weird.
it was a little sexual because like her breath would be taken away by the wind, almost as if it caressed her face.
Yes.
It's like, anyway, the original Twister is coming off of the heels of Jurassic Park. Am I wrong? Or am I right?
No, you're right. Well, it is in the proud tradition of disaster movies. So you go
Same
back,
outfits.
Poseidon Adventure,
Dante's Peak.
Yeah,
that was scary
huge
too.
throughout the 80s. These are earlier
90s,
than that.
yeah.
Earlier.
Oh, earlier?
But then, it was sort of the disaster revival.
Yeah. Okay, so like I feel like this movie wore the influence of Jurassic Park the influence that Jurassic Park had on the original Twister on this movie, to where you're looking at the wheat fields and whatnot. The Twisters are the dinosaurs, essentially.
They're the monsters.
They're the monsters.
That's what the theory
They're the
I had.
monsters or whatever. The Twisters are the
It's a monster
monsters, and
movie.
you're like trying to chase them and see them and all that stuff. You're trying to show
Trying
the
to
people
run
that
away
you're
for
around.
them, but
Trying
you
to run
need to
away
get
from
close
them.
enough to understand them.
So that the people that
Yeah.
you are that are buying the tickets to your show are also here with
Spending money.
So the people who are buying your show that you're touring can see the Twister in a close enough way, a close enough space, and then you get too close, and of course, disaster happens. But there's also leaning back to the wheat fields, where the wheat fields shook when a Twister was around, in the same way that the water puddle kind of vibrates. I was like, it's Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic Park the whole time.
Yeah. And the outfits were like giving Jurassic Park.
Very safari like.
Oh my God, she made me want to throw on. At one point I leaned over to you guys who were both high eating all the Swedish candy I brought. And
I don't know it.
She had like a leather strappy doodad on.
Kelsey.
What the fuck Mad Max was that?
When I tell you that strap single-handedly bought my ticket, that outfit is so
I gotta
Furiosa.
see this thing.
It's like cool and hot and powerful.
Like steampunk.
And it makes no sense.
No sense, girl. Put on some Wranglers and a white tee. That's all you need. She had like a turtleneck at one point.
She had a harness?
Yes.
It's a
gun
one-sided harness.
Camera.
Oh,
for camera.
cameras.
It's a camera.
But like camera harnesses don't look like sexy like that.
No, it was cool.
It was a
That's sick.
sexy harness.
It was
sick.
fucking cool.
But the outfits too were giving 90s. Like they really did give so many like reflections to the original.
Daisy Edgar Jones, I think, is really, really good in this movie. That harness is fucking great.
Yeah.
That harness is like it, because when I saw the post or the still shot of her, I'm like, I know who this character is. Like sometimes costume makes the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked like a Last of Us character.
Yeah, she did.
She just looked ready to go beat up some fucking zombies.
I believed that her and Glen Powell were in two different movies, for one. I feel like Glen Powell was in a disaster movie and she was in like a realistic movie about weather phenomenons. So like what I'm saying is that her acting was way more subtle than his was, where she was like actually playing the part of somebody that was traumatized by Twisters, and him being like, I don't give, sure,
We're gonna have a good time.
We're in a fucking Blockbuster, dog. Let's pick it up.
He's trying to do his best Tom Cruise Jr. Like when he enters into the movie, because he comes in, 15-20 minutes in.
Yeah.
It is full up, hoorah! Who's ready? Who's ready for cinema?
Yeah. I think he was really influenced by Tom Cruise off of Maverick.
Of
course.
course.
Like they had like the whole like, you wake up at 5 a.m. and work out with Tom Cruise and then you go and shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you do that for 3-4 months. That person's
that changes you forever.
That changes you forever. I hope he's not a Scientologist. Glenn, please don't be a Scientologist.
No, he's
bro.
too normal.
No, he's too
cool.
American.
Yeah.
He's too
He's
American.
gonna be that boy's going to church every Sunday.
Oh, thank
Scientology
God.
is like the most un-American thing, if you think about it.
Yeah, because it's not of Earth at all.
It's not of Earth at all.
about fucking.
You talk about the two of them and their interaction, because I don't know if you watched the press tour. I think Glen Powell has many superpowers. I think he is a movie star. He's got the charisma. He's got the presence. This man knows how to charm anybody. The way that every press tour, I go, like, the co-stars that he works with are absolutely smitten by this man.
They love him. They love him.
He's a leader.
Male and female.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not a looks thing at all.
No, it's
not an
just
attraction.
presence.
It's just presence. Yeah.
The press tour. Okay, so it's him and Daisy Edgar Jones. Her body fully turned to him, touching his arm, laughing. Oh my God, you're so silly. Talking about Brat Summer. Just Glenn. Oh, Glenn, silly.
Yeah.
Next to them, poor Anthony Ramos.
Oh my
just
God.
trying to get a word in.
Yeah.
He's so funny though in real life. Have you watched any of his interview stuff?
I'm going to tell you
Yes.
that
He's
I've never
funny.
seen a
he's
third
funny.
wheel more.
Yeah.
This man is juiceless.
Oh.
He ain't got nothing on Glenn.
That was my one guilt about this movie, because I'm a full P, spoiler alert, was they really didn't know what they wanted to make him. They were like, is he a villain? Is he an antagonist? Is he the lover, the only just friends guy?
So this is the two movies thing that I was talking about before, where it's just like the two people are in. Glenn and Daisy are in two different movies because the movie is separated with I feel like a realistic take on what it would take to do have a startup or whatever, where you do have to get shady investors that are not in the
This
best
is the
interest.
Anthony Ramos plot.
This is the Anthony Ramos plot line. And I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, I hope that they take it in the direction of, hey man, I'm trying to get this thing developed to help people. I kind of have to cut a little bit of a corner and get money from this weird guy, but I'm not a bad person.
It just didn't feel like
And it
fleshed out though.
But I think it's because it was running up against
A romance plot that
a romance
didn't need to
plot,
be there.
and then also a fucking banger of a disaster movie.
Yeah.
And it's almost presented as a love triangle.
Yeah.
Where they meet up and he asks Anthony Ramos asks Kate on a date, but not once in this movie.
No.
Do you think she's gonna go with him?
No.
It is. So it's like a love triangle, but like one
They're
of the
trauma
triangle
bonded.
legs
Yeah.
is like a little baby leg.
And I also him. There was a point where he threw his friend's death on her,
That was
which was
saucy.
I was like, that hurt. I was like, that's kind of fucks, man. But then also throughout the entire teaser where you watch it happen to her, he wasn't like, hey, don't go in there. He wasn't really worried about them at all. He was just like, I need this data. So if it was at the teaser, he's like, hey, I think you guys are crazy. I think you should not do this.
Seeing the interviews with the three of them, I wonder if this was written as a love triangle, and then they saw how smitten she was for Glen Powell
And
and
they were
how
like,
absolutely
trash it.
useless at Anthony Ramos is, and like, well, we're not going to be able to sell this.
No. It was I liked having another plot to why is it important that we kill tornadoes, essentially. I did enjoy him having drive, I guess. I honestly was kind of like, his character could have been cut.
I think that it would have been if it wasn't a blockbuster as well.
Yeah.
I have a few more pleasures to get to, but I think it's time that we take a little departure down into guilt lane.
Oh.
Because I'm going to talk about what I think is a cardinal sin, one of the most criminal things that I've ever seen in a major blockbuster. I think it is criminal negligence. I think that the man responsible for this should be ashamed of himself.
Oh.
Dear listeners,
Oh.
I'm here to tell you, there is no smooch.
I
no
thought
smooch.
you were going to say it. I was hoping you were going to say
They
it.
filmed the smooch. They filmed the smooch.
Talk first about the lack of smooch.
Okay. please.
Okay, that was the first thing I said. I leaned over. Was it you saying yes to me or you?
I don't know. I was really high.
Who was sitting next to me in the movie? That was the first thing that happened. They end this huge save scene. She saves the town. She kills the tornado. Oh my God.
An incredible rom-com ending where they're at the fucking airport.
Yeah.
He runs after her in the airport after first drilling his car into
Which
concrete.
we got to talk about that car.
So funny.
Oh my God, that car.
It's funny.
If it was hot,
I feel.
I'd fuck it.
Yeah. Oh.
If it was a person. And then he
Paul
doesn't
Scheer.
fucking kiss her.
Yeah.
He runs through the airport after her.
And he just helps her with her bags.
Yeah.
No fucking smooch.
Yeah.
It was
The whole audience was aghast.
blue balls.
Now, Garrick,
Yeah.
you know something that Kelsey don't know.
What?
Yeah, a smooch was filmed.
What
A smooch was
happened?
filmed, and it was taken out
Why?
by...
And by the way, it's a good smooch.
It's a good smooch.
I've seen the smooch
you've seen
on
the smooch?
Twitter.
I gotta look it up.
Kelsey, what if I tell you?
By...
The man responsible for taking the smooch out.
And you have to respect him still.
Tell me!
Steven Spielberg.
Fuck.
Steven
Motherfucking
Spielberg.
Saw the smooch.
The greatest filmmaker in American history.
saw the smooch.
man who has given us everything.
He
And who
fucking
we
saw it.
can't be mad at, but I'm mad at him. He
saw
watched
it.
the movie and
I got
said, he pulled the Timberlake in Social Network. He said, drop the.
Yeah. He
Drop
out-
the kiss.
Drop
Take out the smooch. It's cleaner.
Drop the smooch. Drop the smooch because for whatever reason, smooching makes Gen Z uncomfortable.
So he didn't give a reason?
I
Do you have the reason, Rainie? Can you look? I just know that he did it. I just know that he did it, and I'm so mad at I feel like my dad let me down.
Honestly.
If I ever meet Steven, that's the first thing I'm going to say.
Why'd you drop the smooch?
I'm gonna slap him
on Twisters.
I'm gonna slap him. I'm gonna slap him across the face and say, first of all, thank you for everything you've done, especially Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Second of all, how dare you cut that smoochie?
Why did you do that?
Oh my, it's long.
Yeah, you're watching that smooch.
And they're like staring into each other's eyes.
It's a good smooch.
Oh my God. They're going back for more. Also, it's kind of crazy that.
And then they give each other high fives. That's fun.
It's kind of crazy that someone on set filmed that.
What, imagine?
Yeah, is that allowed? That's
I
not
love
allowed.
the idea that they gave each other high fives. Imagine your job today is like, hey, we're going to kill this
Yeah.
smooch.
Also, did we talk about how in Anything But You, Barack Obama was in the Sydney concert hall when they filmed that kiss?
No.
We didn't?
No, maybe
Oh,
we
yes,
did.
we did. We did talk
Oh, we
about
did?
it.
Okay,
we did
sick.
talk
All
about
right,
it.
fuck. Anyway, please.
They said Spielberg said it made the movie too cliche.
Yeah.
It's about Twisters. It's already cliche, Big Steve.
You want it to not be cliche? Maybe don't set the end in a fucking airport.
Yeah,
the
don't
airport.
chase her through the airport and make
At
her
an
stay.
airport. Anyway.
That's such
that
a
was wild.
dumb reason.
Like him running through the airport, I was like, we can't do this anymore. We are living in a post 9/11 world. How long did it take for him to get through TSA? So long.
Even if you have clear, you can't run while
can't
you do
run.
that.
She's
No.
on the plane.
Yeah.
I have another guilt that I do have to give.
Go
and it'll
on.
bring us back to Pleasure Town.
Okay, because I got to talk about this car.
I don't think this movie had good tension, and it is because of the titular role. I think that the twisters, I think it had inconsistent twister logic, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. So this movie has one death over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It is person
out.
gets whoosh
Yeah.
swept up away.
What does
Now-
that say? I say they love killing
They
people.
love killing people.
Now, my favorite part of a disaster movie is exploring a premise, saying how many ways can we see someone die?
Yes.
Now, the most extreme version of that is, say, Final Destination.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at Twister, I want to see a cow fly through the air.
Yeah.
I want to see a hubcap fucking
Take someone's jugular out.
Yeah.
decapitate a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like I want you to go nuts.
Yeah.
And this movie does the same thing over and over again, which is someone just goes, oh, and gets
Yeah.
swept away.
Whoops.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's fair.
But then you go with the inconsistent. To me, it just felt like Twisters would start and stop. They kind of just throughout the movie.
Yeah, some shit was going down.
I feel
in
like that's how
Tornado
they.
Alley.
I'm guessing
Is
that's
it
how
that
they
gnarly?
happen.
But they would just end. Like it would just be like,
Yeah.
oh, Twister's gone.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's how it is.
Maybe,
in the
but
real
that's
world.
I don't know
It's
how
like
that shit
this-
works.
Not my twisters.
But the thing that drove me crazy, this is in the opening when they're like running. This is you see Daisy Edgar Jones. All of Kate's team is killed. Is they're driving and they go, we gotta ditch the car. It's gonna get swept up. They park the car.
Yeah.
They get out of the car. They start running. Car gets whoosh swept away. Bitch, you lighter than a car.
Yeah.
If the car
They're
gets swept,
fast, Zach. They're
The car gets
so
swept
fast.
up. You're all getting swept up.
if the car is getting swept up, then you're getting swept up.
The fucking Usain Bolt they were straight under a freeway passway, which I didn't know you're not supposed to go under the freeway. I thought that was the safest place to go during a tornado.
I mean, the only reason why I said that you're not supposed to do it is because she did it.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they get into an empty pool. First of all, what's it doing there? And
motels
Why is it
and they're
empty?
empty
And they're
pools
empty
in the
pools.
Midwest.
but then it cuts to the scene where they're just like, do you remember the scene? They're
Yes.
on the ground, and one guy's like, and he's like reaching out, but she's safe because she's at the corner of an empty pool.
What you couldn't see, it was construction, so the internal pipes were all showing, so they were in where the pipes were.
I saw that part.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this doesn't make sense gravity-wise, G-force-wise, but then they pull back and it's
I think it's something
you get really flat to the ground. The Twister can't see you.
That was basically what he said.
I think it's something to do with like high pressure, low pressure pockets or something like that, where it's just like if it's
fucking pretend
if it's
like you.
I don't fucking know. I know that, but I do know that's what makes things spin in the atmosphere.
Okay.
But I think it has something. I'm gonna look it up. And if it says anything about high pressure, low pressure, I'm spitting on your feet.
You get to pick the first
You're
anime
gonna spit on her
movie.
feet?
Yeah.
That's
We're about to
kinda
get some
hot.
new fans.
Can I film it? Put it on my only feet?
Are we gonna wait for Garrick? Because I feel like we're about to say something, and then he's gonna be like,
Oh my God! I figured it out. Here, I'll talk about something that doesn't matter. That car.
Well, this was my pleasure bringing us back because
This truck.
You look, for everything I don't like about the Twisters in this movie, they did build a Twister mobile.
Listen,
that was sick.
Dodge Ram put their whole Remusi into this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what they had to pay to get all that fucking promo, but the first thing I did was I went home and I looked up how much a truck costs.
Wow.
I need to know how much a Ram truck, Ford F-750 cost, because that thing shot fireworks up into a tornado there. It
Which
also
led
had
to my favorite line.
drills.
Did they just shoot fireworks into a tornado?
Oh my God.
Put that in the trailer.
It's pretty fucking obvious is what they did.
Yeah. But that car was vroom vroom and zoom zooming, eating fucking hillsides like it was breakfast. That thing had shocks for days and then drilled itself into the ground so deep that a fucking tornado could not take it off the ground.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
Not to mention it's strapped with like every camera rig ever imaginable. I liked it so much. Any news?
Are you going to spit?
It's just because you're safe from debris. Fuck.
That's all right.
That's the only reason.
Hot pocket, low pocket?
No, hot pocket, low pocket.
Hot pocket. I'm hungry.
My favorite thing about the car is that it will absolutely stand the test of time to being like a movie car. Like that'll be in like the database or the vault underneath the Peterson being like, oh, that's the Twister's car.
They should have put a cool little decal on it.
Yeah. Well, he had like the little tornado as an emblem.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Just sick. That's fucking sick.
It's okay.
I'm back on board.
Yeah, him having little switches. The whole idea of drilling into the floor. That's so smart.
Because you have to admit, the first time you saw him driving into the tornado, you're like, how's he gonna get this to work?
Yeah, and then he flips the fucking
Never
switch.
once have I thought about a car drilling itself to the floor.
Love it.
Never
Love it.
once has that thought crossed my mind until that theater that day.
Love it. Oh my God. It is.
That's filmmaking.
That's filmmaking.
That's creativity.
Sorry, we were talking about the car, and it just made me think of it gave me a rousing erection. I was gonna say election because I'm thinking of Kamala.
Yeah.
Anyway, my favorite part about one of my favorite parts about this movie is that it proves that Superman can hide in plain sight.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
David Cornsweet. Cornsweet.
What
the guy
the
who
fuck
played
are you guys
Scott,
saying?
David Anthony Ramos's his character's partner, the one that was
the
mean,
hot one that's chewing gum the whole time.
Yeah, with the glasses. He's playing Superman.
He's going to play Superman?
He is playing Superman.
He is the new James Gunn Superman.
Yeah.
In the tradition of the first Twister, this ensemble is stacked.
Yeah.
And the fact that you just have Superman kind of chilling in this movie.
With a clipboard? That's his whole
That's his whole
role.
thing. That's his whole thing. And you're just like, oh, who is this guy? And he takes his fucking glasses off, and you're like, oh fuck, it's goddamn Superman.
I wasn't like, who is this guy? I was like, who is this guy?
He feels a little underutilized in this movie to the point that I don't like. I was like, what is Superman doing here? And why is he just chewing gum and holding a clipboard?
Yeah.
He clearly booked this before Superman because that's gonna change his fucking life.
Yeah. I mean, this is like it is akin to having Glen Powell get beat up by Bane. It's what is this dude doing?
This
here?
is the last time you will see me in this literal role.
I feel like people would get mad at us if we didn't talk about the couple of nods to the original that they do have in this one, because I really was pissed about it not having the cow. So I did look up, like, what did it give homage?
Oh, good. I would like to know.
I don't know if you guys heard me before. I've not seen the original.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I've not.
It's scary.
It's sick.
Yeah, I gotta watch
it. I haven't seen it in a long time. I've heard it holds up, but it was like, I watched it so many times on VHS.
Yeah.
It's also the exact same, a couple at odds who are chasing tornadoes together wants to save the world or the country or Tornado Alley
or the
by
T-Rex.
putting something up into a tornado to measure it and make it
But has
stop.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, has Todd Haynes, the director, in a small role.
Yeah.
And also he's also a YouTuber in that movie, which is crazy because YouTube didn't exist yet. No, I'm kidding.
Stupid.
That's crazy.
First nod, I'm sure you recognized it, the little balls.
Of course.
Bali.
Oh, the little balls are
Little
from the
Bollies
original.
are from the original.
Okay,
so
like
it
the
was in the
little data
beginning
thing?
and then you never see them again. Yeah, they fly up.
Yeah.
That was, when I think of Twister, the original,
It's
I
the
just
little
think
balls.
of civil balls. The other nod was in the original, the scene that they're in a public space and a tornado comes through with the rodeo. In the original, it's the drive-in movie theater.
Oh.
And everyone knows that iconic shot
It's
of like,
such
you
a
know
good
a tornado's coming, but you don't see it. And
What do you
then
mean?
lightning strikes and you see the shadow of the tornado coming.
at
And then
night.
it comes through
a
the
drive-in movie screen.
Yeah.
Man,
And the third act, the big finale in the new one is in a movie theater.
okay. Just so you know, the more you talk about this, the more you're reminding me how good the original is and how this one is not close. I'm so sorry, but please continue. Oh my god! Like that's fucking film. To have the impending doom of a drive-in theater and then the twister rips through. Like that's.
They did that in The Sandlot too.
Well, of course, that's great filmmaking.
One of my favorite movies, if not my favorite. Follow me on Letterboxd.
I've not done that.
Something about the costumes. I didn't look at what it was, but there was something with the outfits in the original with something.
Something about something they wore something.
Sure. Yeah, and then the act structure was literally like the same with they need to put a thing up in a tornado, but this one was the same material as diapers soaking up moisture from a baby's bottom, but they're putting it up into a giant tornado hole.
Yeah, and they realized that they were going to sap the moisture of in the air of the tornado, but first they had to add more moisture. What?
We're not meteorologists.
Yeah, you're right.
We already established that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So David Corn Sweat is not the only little
His
star.
name is David Corn Sweat.
Corn Sweat.
That's kind of like you.
Corn is wet.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But like Corn Diddy.
Corn is wet. He's not the only star hiding in the background. You've got Tunde, I don't know his last name, but the lead singer of TV on the Radio is hanging out. He's part of Tyler's YouTube entourage. But I'm going to give a shout out to who's maybe my favorite actor right now, Brandon Perea. He is the dude from Nope. And he is the guy in the trailer yelling, Twins!
Yeah.
And honestly, if I have
what's his name, Boom?
Oh,
Boone. His name was Boone.
Of course it was.
Not Boom.
If I have to give my biggest critique of this movie, not nearly enough Boone.
Did he die?
I don't know. He just fucking is there. This dude
He had so much energy coming in.
This man is such a rising star. First of all, to be in Nope with two of the greatest living actors right now, and you're the guy I remember.
Yeah.
Like he's so good and steals every moment of that movie, and then He's yelling twins.
Yeah.
Twins. He also like loves Glen Powell in this. Like they have like a very like bromance.
Again, just having Glen Powell be the master of chemistry with whoever he shares a screen with, shares a scene with. I don't know why I said screen. Anyway, but the way that he was looking up into his eyes when he was just like, "Hey man, we can blow shit up," and he's just like, "Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay." It was so adorable.
Yeah, it was cute.
Anyway, Glen Powell riffs.
I'm curious if you guys also were wildly misled by the combo title, poster, twins in the trailer, because I fully expected this to just be about two tornadoes
that never stopped.
That never stopped.
That never stopped. I was just like, oh shit, this is some fucking a day after tomorrow type shit, where it's like, oh, with like global warming, all of this, it has two fucking twin tornadoes that never stop throughout the entire movie.
Doesn't the original have a one that splits into two and they freak out?
Kelsey, I was 5.
Okay.
That movie came out so long ago. But like when this movie just kept having tornadoes start, stop, and then the twins was like 30 minutes in and went away, I couldn't believe it.
But what about when the tornado goes through the damn fire factory and you're like, we're getting a fire tornado?
That was fucking heat.
It looked
I was
sick.
like, that, okay, you got me there.
Yeah.
Because what the trailer and I guess what the promise of the movie is that there was one that was just like never ending. And what I was hoping was going to happen is that during that teaser, she accidentally made a tornado that never stopped.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
And I thought that she made it bigger.
That's what I thought the fucking movie
and
would
then
be.
she was just like, I killed my friends by using this thing that actually makes tornadoes worse. And
It's like Clyde with a chance of meatballs.
Yeah, exactly.
Seen it.
And it just
Kelsey?
I know, it's one of the ones. It's one of the ones.
It's not like everyone has seen it, but everyone should see it.
I've screamed. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you've activated me. Congratulations.
Don't worry,
The
I have
way-
a breathing technique for that.
I don't want it.
Okay.
Because I want to be as livid.
The
at
only
you.
way out is through.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm
You're
going to
welcome.
go around. Fuck your advice. Anyway.
Tornado twins.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs rips. We wouldn't have Spider-Verse without it because Chris Miller and Phil Lord did that movie, and they literally like created a type of humor.
The guys who made Spider-Verse and Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street, what if I told you they made their best comedy is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs,
Great.
which is based off of a children's book. Imagine being so good and so funny that you're just like, children's book, IP, yeah, sure, give it to me. Open writing assignment, yeah, I'll do that. And I'll make one of the funniest fucking movies of all time.
You think Twisters is a good disaster movie?
Oh, God.
Nah, dog.
No.
We got turkeys falling from the sky.
Oh,
we got Mr. T wishing that his son could have an ice cream snow day.
You have a whole arc about a man realizing that he needs to let go of his son. And then also there's a smaller version of that arc. Anyway, sorry, it rips.
Garrick.
It rips so hard.
We should do it in August.
The only reason why nobody talks about it is because it's animated, and fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off. It's great.
That movie is...
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is the better Twisters.
Okay, there's the title.
No one looks like that. I tell you right now, if you put on Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs right now, there's nothing you've watched this month that's better than it.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. I love it. Anyway, back to Twisters.
Garrick mentioned him earlier, but Paul Scheer. For who? Let's be real here. We have this podcast too. How did this get made? Was the blueprint for us to then do this? He has. I don't know if you really call it a cameo.
It's a cameo.
It's like a cameo / small role at the end of the movie.
Why?
I think it's more of a cameo. The way that he wiped onto screen, I feel like it's a cameo.
Why did he do that?
He's the airport security parking
Yeah.
enforcement.
Yeah.
And it is so deeply distracting to me to have like the thrust of the climax of like, go get her,
Yes.
Glenn. And now it's time for Paul to do his little goofy shtick.
That's why I was like,
I was having
I
a
think
blast.
He talks about it a lot on How Did This Get Made.
that's cool. So they gave him a
they gave him
That's
a
really
little
funny.
cameo.
Okay, that makes
Dick.
me like it.
He talks about the original a lot. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so there's a non-zero chance that in like 10 years, we just got to think about a move. Here's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, upgrade.
We think
If they reboot Upgrade,
We're in.
Put me in that fucking bitch. I will be a parking attendant.
Yeah.
We just need
quits.
to think about the movies that we love that are primed for potential reboots. Down the road, we talk about it, and then when they make them, they're going to be like, hey, Zach, Garrick, Kelsey.
Loved this, like Crossroads 2.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Crossroads.
Crossroads.
We just got to come up with movies that can have S's at the end of them.
Yeah.
Crossroading.
Sleepovers.
2, yeah.
Sleepovers.
You know what's funny is I was thinking about sleepovers for you.
Oh, we could have done Freaky Friday. They're doing it.
Freaky Fridays. It's not too late.
It's not too late.
It's probably too late.
No,
Yeah,
they're
it's
definitely
too late.
done.
They already cast that. That's already kind of done.
We've got some fun facts with Zach's back.
This is not a fun fact, but I just want to tell you guys that there's someone has a ringtone in this movie that is the Ring app sound.
Oh, yes!
It is the sound
Such a choice.
when someone rings my doorbell. It's like the Ring app
Oh.
has a specific
Door.
sound in your home and on your phone.
Yes.
And for some reason they that's not what it sounds.
That's what it sounds like. Gang, 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 gang.
It was crazy. I'm gonna play it.
The 007 theme song? Is that what you're saying?
No, my ring.
Ding ding ding.
That's what I did.
No, that's not it.
Gang, gang, gang. Fuck you. That's exactly it. Gang, gang, gang. Gang, gang, gang.
That makes
Was that
me...
not exactly what I did?
No.
That's exactly what I did.
No, it's not.
That is exactly what I did.
That sound makes me anxious.
Yeah, no, me
Gives
too.
me anxiety.
Yeah, because I mean, someone's at my door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strangers outside.
Yeah, it's a stranger. Because
It's
if
a
you're not
stranger.
a stranger, you know my code.
Yeah, and then they press a doorbell and it comes up on your phone and you just get like the most extreme close up of
Yes.
somebody's face, and it's so
It's usually shadowy because the
it's
sun's
aggressive.
back again.
Yeah.
So as we said, Lee Isaac Chung, director of Minari, went on to direct Twisters. Such a crazy career
Choice.
trajectory. It just seems now like you make an indie darling, you're gonna make a big blockbuster next.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just like, hey man, get paid,
Get paid.
get that
money.
fucking money, bro.
that money.
I'm so like, it's kind of like the same thing with John Watts. He made
sure.
Cop Car, and then immediately after making that, they were like, hey, do you want to do Spider-Man? You want to do the new one? Do you want to launch a fucking franchise for us? He was like, sure. And then he ripped that so hard.
I mean, Colin Trevor now directs Safety Not Guaranteed, small indie movie, and then they're like, hey, you're gonna do Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
And then
Yeah.
they're gonna give, and then, or wait, what else did he do? And then they said they're gonna give him Star Wars, and then they said, actually, just kidding, your movie sucked. We're taking it away from you.
Oh, that sucks.
So Lee Isaac Chung pushed to film this on film.
Nice.
Like the original movie, this was shot on Kodak 35 in Oklahoma, and
Yeah.
so it gave that natural, vibrant color.
Oh,
of the
okay.
And
that's
they
cool.
say that CGI blends better with film.
Interesting.
That makes sense because it is like a bit of a blur
Yeah.
against it. And so I was terrified of the Twisters, by the way. Like I
You
was
gotta watch the original.
I was actively afraid of them. They did feel like a antagonist, and especially the one that was at night. I wish that they did more at night.
Okay, wait, I'm so sorry. We have to pause the fun facts because this should have been the top of the episode. We didn't see it in 4D. And I feel like the
Yeah.
What
biggest
is
dumbass of
4D?
all time.
So apparently, if you watch it in 4DX, that's where the seats shake and whatnot, and it's more immersive than 3D. So they
Okay.
call it 4D.
It's a gimmick.
Well, who's the one that booked the tickets?
Yeah, I'm dumb. But I didn't know until after we saw it. We saw it opening weekend, but people are seeing it in 4DX. It's rumble seats.
Yeah.
So they are whipping you around
Yeah.
the entire movie. People are having a giggly
Oh,
blast.
wait, ripping us around. That makes me think that you're talking about like the Mummy ride at Universal.
It is, but it's a movie. It's a movie. You're in one seat. Yeah, you'll vomit. People loved it so much that they actually brought it back to 4DX.
Wow.
It is apparently the way to see this movie.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts that we didn't.
It
see
hurts
that
to
way.
know how badly we fucked up.
Yeah, we did.
I'm
And doing that high as shit, that would have been great.
I'm so upset that we didn't see Twisters in 4DX that I'm going to force seeing my next movie in 4D, even if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
they're going to re-release Minari. I'm seeing it in 4D.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So unsettling. It's just crying.
Yeah, just watch it be sad. Yeah. The seat is just rubbing your back. It's just like, hey, it's all right,
I
buddy.
like that actually. I'll order one of those.
Lee Isaac Chung suffered exhaustion.
Oh.
and he was medically forced to leave the movie.
Oh no!
During production for 2 weeks. And so the DP, Dan Mindell, he had to step up. He stepped in to direct it.
2 weeks is a long time.
That is
long time.
That's a long time. That's a good amount of the fucking movie.
Oh.
That's a good amount of the production schedule.
I want to know what 2 weeks he didn't shoot.
Right.
And also, way to go, Dan Mindell. That is not easy to go from DP to now all of a sudden you are in charge of a blockbuster.
Yeah. But good to know that that's where it ranks. That's who it goes to.
Yeah.
I was like in the 80s, like, fuck me, right?
Like, who is the vice president on the movie?
It is the DP.
I think it was the...
Wow. The DP is the Tim Waltz or the Kamala. There you go. So we talked about our truck, the Dodge Ram.
Did it have a name?
This is the only fun fact I have that's worth reading. I just wanted you to know that this is the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glen Powell kept the grill.
No way.
He did.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck.
He gonna be driving that thing around West Hollywood.
He kept the grill.
The grill.
Oh.
The front of it.
I cut you off. I got so excited. I thought you kept the car.
No.
He took the grill off the Dodge Ram, made it into a dining table,
Wow.
which must be the ugliest fucking
Right. Like, I'm like, wait, did he like put
Remember,
it in
he moved back to Oklahoma.
in like epoxy and like you know, made a tape,
I
like
can't
a wood
picture
table
it.
around
I
I'd
it?
like
have
to
no
see it.
idea.
I'd
It's
like
Can
to
you try
not
and pull
that
up a
big.
photo, Rainie? Can you see if you can find this? He also tried to keep his character's belt buckle.
You think that'd be something they'd just give him? You know what I mean? They'd just be like, yeah, you can have it.
It's probably like one or the other.
Yeah, but come on, you've been to Universal City Walk. They have the character,
Yeah.
like the costumes in the glass case,
Fair
and
enough.
they say, "Here's the costume that they wore." And I always
Right.
wonder if it's the real one or a
No,
replica.
It's got to be replicas.
But they didn't let him keep it, and they joked that the pieces were, quote, roughly the same size. Ha ha ha, because you have a big belt buckle, so you got to keep something the same size. Ha,
Oh,
ha.
that's fun.
And then you hate to see it because of all the delays that this movie had. First, because of the pandemic, then the writer's strike. They halted filming during the writer's strike. I don't know why I'm skipping words in this and then discovering it as I'm reading it. So they stopped filming in July of 2023. They couldn't start again until December, and so there were major sequences that weren't filmed until February of 2024.
what?
Wow.
This is here.
That's this year.
That's recent.
That's crazy. So, oh my God, and it opened in July. That is a nightmare. So the
5 months
post team
later.
was working, quote, around the clock as late as up to 2 weeks before the movie opened in theaters to make up for lost time and to get this thing out. Dude, that sucks.
And then
Yeah.
they cut that kiss. Psh, they had bigger
There's
fish to fry.
so many stories about blockbusters. You know, the release dates are set sometimes before scripts are even written. It is, you know, like I get it's an industry, it's a machine, but that ain't the way to make your best movies.
No, it is not. No, it is not. They should have just waited or pushed it back a little bit.
But hey, the studios got their release date and they got their Burger King tie-in and all that.
So bad
you can't.
for that fucking post team.
I know. That's rough.
Damn.
We couldn't find that table. You hate
Find
to see it.
Ah,
Glenn,
you
if you're
guys-
listening,
No one wants
Let's
to see
see
it.
the table.
we want to see the table. Well, gang, now it's time for us to decide, is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty? Kelsey, tell us why you love it.
I said this to Rainie in our group chat. You have to go in and just absolutely drop your jaw, little drool fall out, turn off the brain, let the eyes glaze over, and have a rootin' tootin' fucking fun time. If you think you're doing it too hard, you got to just go in, let this movie do what it do, be absolutely ridiculous, but take itself so fucking seriously. And we don't get that anymore in big disaster movies. It's all Cocaine Bear and fucking shark flippers.
Sharknado.
I want a real darn scary disaster action film, and this so delivered. If you liked the original, I guarantee you're gonna love this. It is a definition of a GP for me.
She's a liar.
What?
Because you just said you guarantee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have somebody that saw the original and
And what
hated
did you
it.
think, Zach?
That's rude to me to say she's a liar.
I've heard worse from you.
I think this movie is a turd. I'm sad to say that I really didn't enjoy it. I wanted to love it, and there are things I loved about it. I'm glad it made money.
Yeah.
I want movies to succeed, but enough time has passed for me to say I do not recommend it.
It's like an ex. You're like, I'm glad it's doing well, but I don't ever need to fucking talk to it again.
Genuinely, I want every movie to succeed. We need big movies to succeed.
Yes.
But I think that I don't think it was silly enough. I don't think it was tense enough. I don't think it delivered on the disaster. I think that he was doing his darndest, and I think that he was like, I think this is the most I've liked Glen Powell in a movie. I think that he was right for it, right for the moment. The movie wanted to... I found it weird and kind of annoying how badly it wanted to show, like, hey, we're good people, and we're going to go to these towns and hand out water. Nah, I want to see a disaster movie. I want to see cows flying through the air. I want to see people dying in crazy ways. I don't want just everyone to get sucked away again and again. Weird. I'm going to give you the worst thing that I can say about a movie like this. Bored me.
Oh,
Jeez.
damn.
Rick?
I'm going to give it a small guilty pleasure. I'm going to say guilty
pleasure.
Yeah.
Wait, I like the way you did about pleasure.
Yeah, I'm on the. I don't think it was like a turd or anything like that.
Yeah,
but on the other end of it, I don't think it should have made as much money as it did. Because
we had
think
nothing this summer. This is our one respite.
Exactly. Which is why that is not okay. That is not good. The only thing that the studio as a whole or studios as a whole are greenlighting our IP or a superhero thing. So IP. And so this making as much money as it did does not bode well for original creators or original IP movies in the first place. And so also on the other end, it being as like kind of fine, I feel like will give them enough like, I guess, clout to say, or like enough juice to say, your movie doesn't even have to be that great to make to make money.
When you're starving, dry chicken tastes good.
Yeah, and that's not, but it's still dry chicken. Have taste.
Season that shit, motherfucker.
Season that shit. What the fuck? Like, anyway.
We deserve better.
Yeah, we do deserve better.
We deserve cows flying through the air.
Yeah, we do deserve beef.
And I think that the reason why Twister, the original, went up so hard to where they can have a sequel however many years down the road is because it was original. It was like so weird. This is crazy. We're afraid of weather patterns. That's scary. That's scary. That's terrifying. Anyway, the Twisters in this movie were scary. I do think that they looked good. I do think that Glen Powell is fantastic. I think that he has a large and long penis. Yeah. You know what I mean. I do think that he has a long career ahead of him.
Okay.
I think he's like the most charming actor that we have right now. But at the same time, I think that this movie should have made less so that people can learn their lessons.
Boo! Go see it.
But you know what I do know? Glen Powell is Brat. Hey, this has been Guilty Pleasures. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe and rate and give us all that thing.
In the Patreon.
I'm at Kelsey Darragh on all things.
I'm at Corn Diddy on all the things.
And I'm at Garrick Bernard on all the things.
I fucked that up. I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
Oh, I got it twice. Thank you.
Wow.
And until next time, dung, dung, dung.
Dun, dun, dun. That's exactly. Fuck you.
Twins!